Good afternoon and welcome to Uttaran. As we look into the emerging trends in career prospects, one particular career really catches our attention, and that is hospitality management, which has been growing for the past 1 decade or so, and this trend of growth seems to continue in the future. And one institute which has been doing really good work in training young professionals in hospitality management is Guru Nanak Institute of Hospitality Management. We have the brand ambassador of Guru Nanak as also the renowned international chef, master chef, Kunal Kapur with us today. And we have the Dean of Guru Nanak Institute of Hospitality Management, Mr. Jayanta Ghosh. Welcome both of you to the show. And this is a particular show which is entirely directed to the young who are looking for a career which is going to be viable, which is going to be, remunerative and, of course, secure. And, of course, also addressing their parents, because the parents have a lot of concern about their children's career. So, hospitality management. We used to call it hotel management once, but now, of course, the dimensions have increased, and that's why we include a lot of other areas, and we call it hospitality management. What would you say is Guru Nanak's speciality?
I think one of the things which I first, when I met Mr. Jayanta also, is what I found is that the hospitality is one part of the Guru Nanak University. So the background is very strong in terms of teaching and in terms of preparing students from for different courses, which also includes engineering as well. So as a family, Guru Nanak has always been very, very strongly associated in West Bengal with studies and creating professionals. So, and specifically the hotel management, when I visited the building, the infrastructure, the classrooms, the facilities, they're nice and spacious and, up to date with the current trends that we now see in the hospitality industry. So I think that's one key advantage. Also the associations that the institute shares with the industry leaders or industry people, and a lot of hotels and institutes, at the same time a lot of food and beverage and hoteliers. I think that kind of association brings back a lot of information and a lot of experience for students who are studying at the college. So it just kind of makes it a really good option for freshers passing out of 12th and even undergraduates to opt for a trade which is has been growing like in this last 1 decade, like you mentioned, and kind of become professionals in this industry. And with service industry or hospitality industry, there is a huge demand in India, outside of India. And many times what happens, that a lot of people think hotel management means cooking and chef and becoming a chef.
Very true.
But that's not it. That's one option that you have. There are other options as well, where you could be into food and beverage service, you could be into housekeeping, you could be part of, even if you want to be part of training in 5-star hotels, or there is a possibility after doing this course and a little more, you could get into HR as well.
Absolutely.
Of hotels. So there are a lot of, it's a saying that if you pass out of a good institute of hotel management, put the guy or the girl in any position, any post, anywhere, they will figure out how to do it and they will learn it and they'll deliver.
If someone is a pass out from Guru Nanak, then he or she is going to succeed, going to find a way to succeed. That is the basic training all about.
Well, I would say that it's a very individual thing, to be honest. But, if you want to fight a war, we'll supply you with all the weapons. Weapons means it's about knowledge, skill. But how you use it is a very individual thing. But we've had some very good placements in the last couple of years and now. And it's not just the percentage of placement, it is also about the quality of
placement. That is very true.
And again, it's a competitive world. It's a very, very competitive world. So you've got to also, joining the right institute is one. but it's also about how much you take advantage of that. You know, how much you as an individual kind of groom yourself or take the opportunity of learning more and more and more.
So that is there at the end of everything. But, you know, the young generation, they have passed their boards. They're now, you know, looking at a career. So what I would like to ask the Dean of Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management, of Hospitality Management, that why hospitality management? And this is something that you are telling not only the students, future students, but also their parents. And why Guru Nanak?
Hospitality industry is a huge industry, and the placement opportunities are everywhere, as I said, everywhere in the world. So to get quality placements and to get future secure, one student can join in the hospitality industry. And why Guru Nanak? Because it is providing top-class internship and placement throughout the world. Internship in the sense of training. We do send students placement in the 5-star hotels, in 5-star hotels, airlines, cruise line, everywhere. And through the industrial exposure, students are learning and they are delivering in the industry while they are working in the industry. So these are the basic things which the students are learning from Guru Nanak Institute of Management. Apart from that, the infrastructure, which is helping a lot for the students to gain good knowledge, and we have a library facility. We have other extracurricular activities like international competitions, international chef competitions, cake icing competitions. So these competitions, students are also taking part, and through these competitions, students are learning the culture of the country, and apart from the country, they are learning the culture of the world. So through these competitions and through vigorous studies and internship, at the end of the day, the students are getting world-class placement.
So you are giving them all kinds of support in terms of infrastructure, in terms of training, in terms of curricular studies.
And apart from that, MasterChef also come at regular intervals to teach the students. Has taken at least a lot of practical class for the students, and students are learning through MasterChef Kunal Kapur.
So what would you sort of like to say about your interaction with the students of Guru Nanak? Because you are not only the brand ambassador, but you are very, very actively concerned with the curriculum and the student development. So
for me, you know, being a hotel management student myself in the past, I understand the grind. I understand the fear that you have that after doing this course, what's next? Will it be good for me? Will it not be good for me? And you know, from my past experience, I learned by the time I passed out of my college and joined the industry had already moved on, and there was so much new. So I understood that, you know, what I learned is slowly getting obsolete, because it's like your phone. The technology changes in 6 months. It's similarly the hotels, and especially in the food industry and service industry, things change very fast. So how do you update yourself? So I kind of become the bridge between
the industry and
the college. So that's why with Guru Nanak Institute, I try every now and then to be there in terms of getting something new, especially for kids who are doing the hotel management, for becoming a chef or choosing food as a career, where I train them with what's the latest in the industry. It could be theory, it could be a live demo, it could be cook along with them. Many times there are a lot of new things that I discover from my travel or from my different places that I've been researching on food. I try and share all of that information to them as well, so that they're constantly being updated. At the same time, you know, these are all, you know, my style of sharing information is not like, okay, you know, this is information and here you do. It's more practical, it's more visual, rather than just explaining in
so that
theory.
It stays with them.
Yeah. You have those pictures, you have those things, and it stays with you. And with kids now, they have their phones, they make the videos, and that becomes the reference file.
Right.
So it's just easier.
So Guru Nanak, the students of Guru Nanak are definitely benefited, because as MasterChef said, that things are constantly evolving, and I suppose that is true of all professions. And naturally the students are, you know, once they step into industry, it does not come as too much of a shock for them, and catching up becomes easier. So tell me something that for all professionals, communication personality development is a very important aspect. So at Guru Nanak, how do you help your students not only to sort of train through the curriculum, but also develop as a person who would immediately attract attention, or when there are campusing going on in the interviews, they are going to fare well?
So yes, we do teach students communication skill. Apart from English, we teach students other foreign languages such as Chinese language, Arabic language, French language.
Because you do give placements in those countries.
As we provide placements internationally. So apart from English, we do teach 3-4 more international languages such as Arabic language, Chinese language and French language. So communication skill is very important for the students, because when the students are going for the placement abroad internationally, they are interacting with various guests. Someone is speaking Arabic, someone is speaking Chinese. So these language education are helping them immensely to interact with the guests. And the hotels are also asking the students to interact with the guests. So these things are helping the students to get good jobs across the world.
Absolutely. So this is really special, teaching languages and languages which are so different.
Yes.
So that is truly challenging, but it would in the long run help the students to get placements.
Definitely.
And help them in the industry, which is ultimately what we are preparing them for.
Yes.
Now tell us something about the admission. Do you need any special skills to study hospitality management in Guru Nanak?
No, we actually do not need any special skills. Only the students, those who are past 10+2 or appearing 10+2, have to crack our JET entrance test, and after qualifying the test, student can take direct admission in Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management. And in the case of master degree also, we have a JET entrance test. Through that test, we take students in our college.
Right. Is there any specification that they have to come from a particular stream of studies?
No, we take students from different streams such as science, arts, commerce, humanities. So whatever the streams are there, if they have passed 10+2, any stream, science, arts, commerce or whatever, we take students through JET entrance.
In fact, if you are already a graduate also in a particular stream, let's say I have had some of my friends who were doing medical, finished the medical and then joined hotel management. Because they found,
is also possible.
Oh no. So it's not just limited to, okay, that you have to just be 10+2, but beyond also you kind of decide, I want to...
you want this as your career, you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
And joint entrance test is not a very difficult test. Let me put it very clearly. I've passed it, so I know. It's not difficult. You need a certain aptitude.
Exactly.
So also when you join this profession, you need to have the right attitude. I always say that, understand what you're getting into rather than getting into it and then trying to understand. And that's where, let's say, the counseling that happens at the college for the parents and for the kids before the admission starts gives a bit of a insight into what this industry is, answers your questions to a very large extent, whatever doubts that you have, that what happens during the course, post the course.
Tell us something that most colleges have an internship program, but what is special about Guru Nanak's internship?
Internship we do provide, and we do provide international internship and national internship. In India also we do have tie-up with a lot of 5-star hotels such as Taj Group of Hotels, Oberoi Group of Hotels, Hyatt, ITC. So apart from India, we do have tie-up with Dubai, some hotels in Dubai, some very good reputed hotels in Dubai. Apart from Dubai, we have USA. So a lot of students are going for the internship in the USA, in Dubai, Malaysia, Bangkok, France, Germany, and then other countries as well. So students are getting placed in the industry through internship and through campus drive.
So when you're meeting the students, once they have completed the internship, so you get to meet them, as they are more or less, they have a taste of the industry. Do you find that it has helped them in their learning process?
Of course, and it also gives them a clarity what they want.
Right.
Whether they want to pursue kitchens, whether they want to pursue service or housekeeping or front office or any other department. So there is a clarity, more or less everybody gets a clarity that when it comes to campus, what we want. And in this internship, they more or less make their decision what will be their stream of career for life.
Absolutely. So when Master Chef Kunal Kapur comes and meets maybe the final year students, what kind of counseling do you do so that they are industry ready?
I think the first years and the final years is something that I have been doing counseling for them. First years when they join on day one usually, because I try and guide them and put them on the right path. That this is the curriculum, but beyond the curriculum, how you need to be so as to get the maximum from benefit from the course. And final years, obviously, with the placements, the best of students, they get kind of nervous. So it's always nice to have somebody to guide them through the process of interview and kind of prepare them for the interview, prepare them with the odd questions that always come in from the interviewers, and what to expect in when a big 5-star hotel is coming for your campus recruitment.
Right.
At the same time, if you don't get through, what next? A lot of kids.
What are the other options?
Because they get very disheartened, and then they kind of blame themselves. They feel, they're a failure. They're not good. They're not good enough. They won't get through. I don't get my numbers. I won't get a job. So a lot of kids also get into depression.
Right.
And I relate to most of them as well, because it's not just important to crack the interview. My role with GNIHM is also that kids who are not able to crack that interview, how to get the confidence back into them, because I think that's kind of important, and that's how you complete the full circle also.
Right. So when Guru Nanak trains their students, of course, placement is the first option. Everyone wants a job at the end of the course. But I suppose Guru Nanak also prepares them, supposing they don't get a job, they don't get a placement. It can happen with individuals, or maybe it was not their day on that particular interview day. So do you also prepare them for future entrepreneurship so that they can be on their own?
Yes, we do prepare. Even we have a subject on entrepreneurship, because students are there who wants to open their own hotels or own restaurant chains. So these students learn how to open these. They take advice from the chefs, and they see what the outside world is actually doing. So accordingly, yes, they are entering into the industry through entrepreneurship.
I have this question for Master Chef Kunal Kapur, because you did say that the industry is evolving at a very fast rate, and the curriculum can only do so much. So what are the other things that Guru Nanak does to keep the students in sync with the international community, what is happening all over the world?
I think one of the things that the Institute organizes is competitions across not just India, but inviting students from around the world. Last year we had a chef's competition which had seen participation from 40 countries, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's also about building that bond and between the students, and
it becomes a kind of a global network of students.
Absolutely. And then obviously once you look at something, you interact with people, you kind of get that kick inside that, let me just explore more about this food or this country, this land, the community, my options there, life there. So I think it's a learning curve for everybody. And towards the end, there is always good food on the table to eat.
Absolutely. So finally, in one line, why would the students come to Guru Nanak?
Because of the top class internship and placement, a quality infrastructure, and the quality of the faculties are also excellent, and above all, a nice career prospect in Guru Nanak Hotel Management. Thank you.
And of course, Master Chef Kunal Kapur. In one line, what would you tell the final year student of Guru Nanak?
To anybody who joins, you come as an individual, but you leave as a hotelier or a hospitality expert. That's what I would say.
So once again, thank you to both of you, and thanks to everyone who has been listening in on this program. I'm sure the viewers, the students, the prospective students, their parents are now convinced that hospitality management is a viable career option, and of course, Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management provides the students with all possible support to make them a hospitality professional in future.